Welcome, witches, to the Radiance Unleashed and Unapologetic podcast, your permission slip to embody your primal, raw, unapologetic nature around who you are as an empress, queen, a witch, and a medicine woman creatrix. My name is Saber. I am an esoteric global business mentor supporting women all around the world to align with their cyclical nature and how they're doing, being, and receiving in life and legacy. If you love what you receive in these transmissions in this show, please make sure to follow and leave a review. Make sure you share with a fellow witch and a sister. I am so honored that you're here to receive, enjoy, and blessings on your journey.
You can't be tamed. Silence underneath your flame. Cut the cords around me as I speak your name. It's never gonna be the same. Even though I loved you, it was all in vain. And now I gotta break away. Put me in the water, tell me I'm renamed. Higher self reclaim.
We are here at the Reclamation Coronation Ceremony at the Hinwick Estate in the English countryside. It's Beltane weekend, and we have just had an amazing coronation ceremony yesterday of a total of 25 women who read their legacy vision scrolls in a really powerful workshop that Monica Painter and I led everybody through on Chariot Day to really map out what is the legacy that they're really here to bring. Because this is a community of women who are in a shared economy income model of high-ticket affiliate marketing. And even calling it high-ticket affiliate marketing feels so 3D and so surface level for what it really is. There's a lot of ways to do affiliate marketing, but what we do in this community is for women to really step into their power, own their voice, and own their wealth. And ultimately get paid to be in their fullest expression and get paid to empower other women. So coming in this space has been a culmination of a really beautiful vision of having castle events out around Europe, the EU, the UK, England, to really step into the empire builders energy. So today I have with me one of our angels for our beautiful ceremony that we have today on day 4, Katia. And Katia has been in my field for a few years, actually, in the 49th anniversary of our company's event that we had. She actually purchased one of the last head pieces of mine that I had in my previous business. So it's been a really beautiful full circle moment to bring forth the medicine women, the healers, the visionary women, the creatives, the mystics. And I just feel that you, Katia, represent so much of an archetype of that kind of woman that's really representing what happens when we come together in this frequency, in sisterhood. Mm-hmm. So I would love to hear from you. How has your vision expanded, first and foremost, being in this space?
It has, it's actually taking shape.
Here?
Yes.
Boom.
Yes, definitely. Some stepping stones are really being cast here for myself, for my vision, for what I have moving forward actually in my magic business and the way I choose to lead, because I feel that it's a second or third breath for me. I mean, we keep reinventing ourselves, so that's the beauty and the magic of this business actually. And the more we grow, the more we evolve, the more we change archetype, or we become like closer to the woman that we embody and we want to be in life. So for me, it really made me realize how much I missed the sisterhood, how much there was still a lot of limitations and beliefs associated to competition a little bit and things like that come from my childhood, you know. So we get to heal and alchemize a lot of things at the same time that we're building our business and creating our empires, actually. And I received some pretty clear messages from the tarot, from the scroll that we wrote, from where I'm heading now. Where I'm heading now. Yes.
I love that. And our company is called eMagic, which I think is so powerful because it literally is energy and magic connected. And it's through Kangen water. Kangen means return to origin. And it's a 51-year-old legacy company that's built upon a trust fund that was created 51 years ago. It's a sustainable, scalable, shared economy income model where women get to actually drink the most amazing restructured living water, and water being one of the core elements in everything that we create in life, representing 80% plus within our bodies and within the earth. It's so powerful, the frequency shift that one has even just drinking the water. But when you actually build a business around eMagic and around Kangen water, you literally do learn how to build a business where you are returning to your own origin, your own true self. And when you're building this empire, you know, a lot of people have all this stigma around building a team and enrolling women into a vision. They're like, do I have to sign women into blah, blah, blah? And it's like, this is not something where someone buys a pack of superfoods and you're out there needing to like cold pitch people because you have monthly quotas at the end of the month. And you send out those really generic, totally impersonal cold DMs. This is really about alignment and women who are actually enrolling each other in a vision. And to me, there's no greater leadership and spiritual journey and community building journey that you go on than enrolling women in a vision. In fact, why would you not want to enroll women in a vision? Because we all collectively have this vision of sovereignty, freedom, abundance, living on eco-villages, having retreats, facilitating transformation. And the old model of people doing this, the reality is so many people are still relying on a capped income model where they can't really fully embody that mission. It may happen during their events, but then they have to start over from scratch, and they're always having to rely on the linear selling where it's all yours, and so where the effort is all on yours. And so I see this as a big way of actually healing the sister wound of course you have a vision that is worthy to bring to this earth, and you cannot do it alone. And when you're in a model like this, it forces you to face that version of yourself that always believed that you had to do it alone, or that righteousness aspect of your ego that thinks, I need to be in my soul gifts, and I need to, which of course you get to be in your soul gifts, but you don't need to be bearing all the weight. So what you're seeing of your vision unfolding and just seeing this all here, it is such a co-creation, right? Even the participants, they're coming and bringing their gifts and their medicine, and there's no hierarchy in this way, but you get to see how the vision gets brought to life, and now we no longer get to do it alone. Like, I see you being at our next year's, like, you'll have your table with your Ayurvedic work and be doing consultations with people, probably prepping them for ceremony energetically, and that's beautiful because you could do that on your own, right? And rely on this more linear model, but in this way you're actually bringing women into this space to actually tap into this legacy compensation plan. The money gets circulated, and it's all building towards generational wealth, which gets to go passed down to your kids 2 generations deep. But you get to have multiple businesses in this space. Exactly. You get to have multiple legacy positions. So if you have 1 kid, 3 kids, whatever, you can pass that down to them. But what in your magic and medicine do you want to actually leave for humanity? That's what I think is so powerful, is it gets us out of the, I gotta be a self-employed entrepreneur to take care of me and mine, but how can we actually hold each other, and what can we build together like this actual heaven on earth? I feel the last question I'd love to ask you is, how has this business changed your life?
Ooh. Oh, I was an overworked chef working on yachts. I was in a very, very unhealthy period of my life. I was overworked. I was doing what I loved doing, which was cooking, but I was employed by someone. I didn't have any freedom to travel, to go where I wanted to go by myself, at the risk of losing my job. And I knew that, after everything that happened 4 years ago now, I knew I had to find something sustainable that would, allow me to still earn a living if anything like that ever happened again as well. So how it has changed my life, I mean, it totally revolutionized it. Definitely health-wise. It brought Ayurveda into my life. It brought a lot of desire to be more sovereign, also financially, and knowing that I had this option, this possibility, and this beautiful vehicle to really create this wealth in, at 50, trying to create yourself an empire at 50 in a linear way. Is nearly impossible. It is nearly impossible. But with this vehicle, I realized that, okay, I can breathe and there's a solution there. There is something that is possible for me to create. And then all those beautiful things were born from this, from the desire to support women with Ayurveda and the water, and helping women becoming healthier and living healthier lifestyle, and journey through this beautiful possibility of using this water as a vehicle, really, to create this wealth and create those retreats. And not as an entrepreneur, which I've always been all my life, except that period that I worked for someone else, I always end up creating jobs for myself. I had no freedom either. And I see a lot of people, a lot of women in the spiritual community, that I'm part of, that are enslaved by their gift, in a way.
Yeah, like hustling their gifts.
Exactly, they're hustling their gift. And this vehicle really offered the opportunity, and really offered me the opportunity, the vision to see that, wow, I don't have to. I don't have to.
So good. Did you have any, I know I said last question, but I lied. Did you have any resistances to this type of model based on your experiences with like a traditional MLM or low ticket network marketing?
I did. I never worked in any, maybe when I was really, really young, I think I joined like some, I'm not going to name them, but some company that has really, really been in this old model. They were selling skin products. That's what I knew of. I never really, because for me, selling was always like something I had a really hard time doing. Selling that way, in the sense of the way that they were teaching us and the way they wanted you to sell their things. And so that resistance presented itself for me when there was so many things that were attached to this that I knew I desired and that were for me in this business model. But I had to work through the resistance of those things and those beliefs that kept coming back up. And when someone would say like, oh, is this a pyramid scheme? And like, the first time someone told me that, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And I had to go within and really release that belief. And say, okay, that belief was that I need to learn more about this business.
Yeah.
That's where the secret is. So, being an entrepreneur, I find it's the best, it's the best spiritual journey that one person can do for themselves in growth and healing and of course it is not for everybody, but it is definitely for most.
Yes. And a lot of people have this stigma attached to it because of what Katia was saying about that way of selling, quote unquote. I'd love to elaborate on that a little bit more, because it's amazing to have skincare products, right? We need that. We need superfoods, we need essential oils, we need a lot of these amazing products that are out there. So it's not to say that can't be a fulfilling and community building and lucrative type of business model, but how do you see how this is different, how it allowed you to allow yourself to really be all of you, and how did you see how this was a different way of selling, quote unquote, that way? Like maybe spell it out for people of what is the old way and what is the new way that you see here.
What I loved about it is that you are the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you get to use your own gifts as another vehicle, actually, to work the magic and to share with people. And it's not about selling products. It's not about making stories and showing yourself with your little creams and putting your creams in your face. And of course, you can choose to lead with the business the way you want. That's what's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways. And what we're doing here at this retreat, when I realize all the women that I'm meeting and that they all have their gifts and different, they come from different backgrounds, and it's really giving us the opportunity to combine those things together.
Yeah.
That's what's amazing about it.
Yeah. Someone asked me today, they were like, what is your main strategy of how you've built your business? And my answer was, you become the vision board.
You become the vision board.
You are the vision board. Like, it's not about the products that we sell, which of course everybody needs amazing water. Mm-hmm. These products change lives. However, I've never actually talked about Kangen on my social media a single fucking time in 5 years. Mm. And it's not because I don't want to, it's just because I loved that aspect of leading with the vision, the lifestyle, and who I get to become. Sharing my beliefs, my opinions, my values, my transformation. It gave me an opportunity to learn how to take up space and really stand in that and claim that power and identity that never was, I would see inklings of this, for instance, when I worked in as an employee in the restaurant business, or even selling shoes at Macy's. Like, I was always really good at it because I had these leadership skills, but I was working for someone else. I was told how to dress, when to come into work, and these kinds of things. I was never really honored for the fullness and the bigness of who I was. Mm-hmm. And so I loved that this space gave me the opportunity to really claim my magic. Like the headpiece you bought from me, my booth was called Bless is More Medicine and Magic. I just wanted to share my medicine and my magic in this beautiful, creative, visionary, mystical transmission type of way. And even when I was doing that, I felt that my passions were becoming my burden, like I was hustling my gifts. I remember commissioning a really beautiful ceremonial headpiece, and I was just freaking tired. I was literally working 80 plus hours a week. I was going to festivals nearly every weekend and just balancing and holding it all. I was overweight, and I just didn't even make the time to exercise or really nurture myself because my business required for me to be so on the whole time. And I thought, oh my God, so instead of curating my social media around products, I get to curate it around who I am. Well, who am I? And so it now I'm transitioned to my business requiring me to go inward, requiring me to really claim my vision, expand my vision, actually ask myself, what is it that I really truly want, for me to actually claim that vision and then share that. So I basically transitioned making my heart and medicine physically with handmade crafts to energetic frequency made. That's why I love that being the vision board, because I moved to Costa Rica on a one-way ticket before I was even making a full-time income with this business, because I knew that the way that it worked was you needed to in order to really enroll women in a vision of freedom and sovereignty, you really have to be embodying that and living that yourself. How can you call women forward into their power and their resistances of starting something new if you're not really embodying the version of yourself that is not fucking afraid to start something new? And so it was like I just made bold moves, and then I made money. Mm-hmm. bold moves, and then I made money, and I was like, oh my God, I get paid to make bold moves. I get paid to be the vision board. I get paid to follow my dreams. And a lot of people think it's the other way around, which that's why I'm also just so proud of you, because I know the big transition that you are going through in your life. And we talked about this, you know, of how you have stopped yourself from taking these bold leaps in your life because you were waiting for money to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really excited to see how much you really blossom and flourish after this. Because, girl, you got amazing content, you have amazing leadership skills, and now you have brought them online, but actually in a physical sense, energetically online here to this space. And that's what the frequency you get to share with. That's the representation we get to really share with women and communities around the world, that we could be doing this retreat in this way where we're all like hustling and doing the math and counting the change and making it happen in this way, but it's really about the ceremony and the initiations that we're going through here, and then going out and being that beacon of light and hope on and offline and showing women what's possible. And that's what's going to really have people see the vision, because people are looking for it all over the world. Whether they're working for somebody else, or they're handmade artists, or they are performers, or they are healers and they work in the energetic spiritual services realm. Like, this is it. There's nothing else. Oh, actually, before I go into that, I want to ask you one more thing, because, you know, there's so many traditional MLMs that are going down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know all the names, but well, a lot of them are closing down also because, and I want to address this because I know some people may be like, well, if you build a business like this, then it doesn't belong to you. But with this, you are building a personal brand. It's not a brand around the product, so it actually does belong to you. It's also built on a trust fund.
Yeah.
So for you, how do you see where is it that you feel in your heart that you really feel that trust and integrity with this company and this community for its long-term longevity for you and your vision?
The vision of Mr. Oshiro.
Right.
Yes, and the Japanese culture, how they favor community, supporting the community, and creating, because that's actually that system it comes actually from the Ikigai, which is a collaborative system in Japanese towns and or communities where they would create funds to support the community. To support the community when they were older, when they were to have financial means to be available for them, so people can keep doing what they love to do, because that's very much into the Ikigai concept of doing the things that are passion you, that drive you, that allow you to be creative, and that's how also you live longer, happier, healthier. So that's, for me, that was a big thing that made me believe in what they're creating and the vision that he has. And then when I went to Vegas and we got to learn a bit more about the company and how the whole thing is organized exactly for the legacy income and all those things, so I was like, yeah, this is something that I can trust, definitely. Yes,
it's solid.
Yes, it is solid. Yes.
Okay, now this is the actual last question. What would you say to the woman who has been following someone in this community, whether it's myself, yourself, or whoever whoever shared this with them? What would you say to the woman who is experiencing resistance around really stepping in and making the bold move to even start and claim their legacy, their birthright?
Well, resistance is always a sign that it's time to move past the resistance when it shows up in your life. And whenever I would feel resistance toward investing in myself, towards working with certain people, I knew it was a sign for me to do it. So if you've been following one of us, one of our sisters in the Sisterhood, and you've been watching, you've been watching in the sidelines and waiting maybe to see how much our life would change, or the only thing I can say is take the leap and contact us and find out, what's there for you. And we're there to support you and guide you and show you how you can make this happen for yourself.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to make this possible for whoever has a desire to really change their life.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of women are either waiting to see how the person they're watching online's life has changed, but also a lot of women are waiting for if their life will change, to be the right time for them to have enough money, to have enough energy, to have enough spaciousness to start something new. But that's the dog chasing its own tail, right? It's like when you do the same thing over and over and you're expecting different results, it's like the life that we live is the result of the actions or inactions that we take before. And I always love to say that really nothing changes until something changes. So there actually is never a better time. I started this when I was living in a vehicle, telling myself I was not able to afford rent in California as a college dropout and full-time artist and emancipated foster youth. I had all the reasons for it to not be the quote-unquote right time. And I see that with so many women, especially the leaders in our community who are earning generational wealth. Some of them, there's 48 offices around the globe and all different continents, all of the continents. Some of them were not as privileged as we are in first world countries, right? Literally sleeping on dirt, and they got started. And they made it happen. They created generational wealth.
Yeah, I get goosebumps just hearing that.
By setting their culture free and like their communities free. And that's freaking epic. And if that's not an example of you get to do this from exactly where you are, then I don't know what is. Because truly, there's never been a better time than now, where everybody is looking for an alternative solution. So many people are asking, like, what's next? What is the next innovative way that we can actually sustain ourselves? What is the way that we can actually bring these dreams to fruition and actually be fully embodied in it? Not just talk about the idea of sovereignty, freedom, and abundance, but how can we really, really live in overflow? And a lot of women that are here at this coronation, they're in the becoming of it, but it really starts from within. It does not start when the money lands in your bank account. It does not start when you move to a certain home. It does not start when you are able to quit your job, etc., etc. All of the things that you desire actually happen when you decide to make the changes and those bold leaps, because that's actually how your dreams get to manifest. So, is there any last words you would like to share?
I want to thank you for creating this.
You're so welcome. It's such
giving
an
us
honor.
the opportunity to experience this, to have this vision for us and manifesting this for us, because you did.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's so surreal to be here.
You did it, girl.
We did it. And we're just getting started.
Yes.
It's like, I feel like I was not thinking about castles in England and, coronation ceremonies or anything like this when I started my magic business. I literally was just thinking, how can I just live to not feel like I'm just staying afloat? And it moved me so much to hear everybody's scrolls and their vision, because in the coronation ceremony last night, because I know that it feels really big for a lot of women, and a lot of women have a lot of things come up for them of, is this even possible for me? Am I worthy of it? Is this too big? And I just know that it's actually inevitable, like truly, for the women who really don't just treat this experience as they come here and they leave and allow the suntan effect to take place, where you have this amazing tan and you're glowing, and then suddenly 2 weeks later it's gone and life goes back to normal. If you really come to these experiences, whether it's online, coming and partnering with us, going on our regular team calls that we have, our mentorships, our containers, or our offline events and coronation ceremonies, when you really, really take that and anchor that and never freaking give up on your dream, allow your visions to take the driver's seat rather than your excuses, all of those scrolls are literally inevitable.
It's an activation.
Yeah.
It's an activation.
Because for me, like thinking of living this right now, I'm still integrating the fact that I'm even here right now with so many chandeliers, and so many ancient artifacts all around, and the women and the weather and the beauty and the land. It's something that when I wrote my first vision of what I really wanted, with the possibility of taking the cap off of my income, was I allowed myself to really expand what's possible, but what I'm living today is beyond what I wrote on that initial vision board. And yeah, I'm really excited to see it progress each year, as you know, a lot of the women I know are going to be a part of this movement over time, and we're just going to be able to see the growth, and they're going to be a part of the movement. I honestly see them being a part of the shareholders in the castle, to be honest. That's what I see in 5 years, of being the shareholders in this castle. You know how many people were talking about retreat centers and retreats they wanted to do in those scrolls? And they're just like, dang, I gotta get this castle sooner than later so we can have this center point of the unfolding of the magic. And it's just so freaking cool that this is all possible because of the liquid legacy that we're weaving. So wherever you're watching this, if it's from me, you'll definitely be listening to it on the Radiance Unleashed and Unapologetic podcast. There will definitely be a link in the show notes for the Liquid Legacy Masterclass. It's free. Whoever's page you're watching this on, if you're watching this on someone's page or someone shared this with you, reach out to the woman and ask them to just learn, to just see what's possible, because this is automated high-ticket affiliate marketing with a legacy company that you get to really truly weave the life of your dreams and get paid to be the vision board. So thank you again, Katia, so much for this beautiful conversation. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to rate the podcast, give it a review, share the show. You can tag me at The Rich Witch Prophet on Instagram and let me know what resonated with you. And we're excited to see you on the other side. Bye for now. Okay, I trust that this message landed for you, Empress, Queen, Goddess, Witch, at the right time, in the right place, and in the right way. Again, make sure you leave a review, 5 stars, if it feels resonant for you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you what resonated with you in this episode over on Instagram at The Rich Witch Prophet. You can check out the free masterclass Liquid Legacy to learn how women all around the globe are getting paid to be in their unique, authentic magnetism in collaboration with water witches around the world. I'll see you soon.